The Los Angeles Lakers drafted Bronny James at number 55. I got a little game for you guys. So there have been, let me give a final count. There have been 7, not including LeBron James and Bronny, number 1 picks, and their sons have been drafted into the NBA. You guys got any guesses on those 7? Not counting Bron and Bronny.
I know one is Kenyon Martin and KJ.
Okay.
That's one of them.
And there's
number 1 picks.
Number 1 picks. Their sons were number 1 picks, but the father was number 1 pick.
There we go.
Man, I didn't even know there was that many people that got their sons.
7 is crazy. Are any of them still in the league besides LeBron? Or LeBron and Bronny?
1 is still in the league. 2 old heads.
Carmelo? Oh wait, no. Carmelo was. Wait, no. Carmelo? No. Cayenne's. Yeah.
And I'll give you a hint. 3 of them are juniors.
Wow. Oh wait, no. I was gonna say Steph.
I was gonna say I don't think Wardell went number 1. Yeah. Did Tim Hardaway go number 1?
Ooh. Well, that's a good guess.
All right, you guys. I'll give you guys one of the answers. The Thompsons, Clay and Michael Thompson.
Oh wow.
Michael Thompson went number 1. Damn,
bro.
That's got to be 1970.
He was
another one. We have the late Bill Walton and Luke Walton.
Oh wow.
We have John Lucas and John Lucas II.
Yep.
We have the Glenn Robinsons, 1st and 2nd. Patrick Ewing, 1st and 2nd. And then we have Jimmy Walker and Jalen Rose.
I guess I don't know ball.
Yeah. No, I saw some of these. I was like, Glenn Robinson went 1? I was like, geez.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jimmy Walker. I remember when in the Fab Five interview he was talking about him, but he said he didn't really fuck with his dad like that.
Yeah, no. So I mean, just crazy. But now we're moving on to LeBron James Jr. being drafted at number 55. James, what were your initial thoughts and reactions to hearing his name being called at 55?
There was no shock at all. I'm pretty sure it wasn't for any people. But honestly, I was really happy to see Bronny get his name called. I was happy that he got to go through the process of, he wasn't there, he was at home, but hearing his name called, he seemed pretty emotional. I was happy to see it, watching history be made. But I'm also one of the guys as a hooper, I'm like, all right, he got drafted. What is he gonna do? What are we doing with him now? Now that we got Bronny James, was this a media thing? Was this are we really trying to turn this kid into a great player? Because right now, I would want Bronny to be in the best situation to become a great NBA player, and I just don't know if the Lakers are that. But as far as just him getting drafted, I was happy. I wasn't surprised, but I was just kind of also a little anxious. Not for him, but just waiting to see what's going to be the reaction for Lakers fans, for people who aren't Lakers fans. What is the backlash that this kid's going to get? Because it's coming.
Yeah, no, definitely. Before I swing to Toddy, me and Toddy have been going back and forth on, you got to look at the whole picture here. This dude had his heart problem. Before the heart problems, in high school, he was mocked lottery. McDonald's All-American, 4-star. Mm-hmm. He was doing this thing, and you look at the stats, and, yeah, they were not great. He's on a minute restriction, and their team had a whole bunch of injuries. So he's forced to be in his opportunity where he hasn't played basketball in a month. Now he got to go in here and be the man.
Exactly.
He didn't really have that opportunity to truly get going. And I feel like if he played 10 more games, I think the narrative's a lot different. If he doesn't have that heart problem, I think the narrative's a lot different. That's a huge scare. I tore my meniscus in college, and I was like, man, I'm kind of gimpy trying to get back on the court. Your heart stopping?
Yeah.
Man, this is your life. I know you have aberrations of doing all this and that, but that is a hard thing to come back from. And I couldn't imagine. We saw with Sharif O'Neal, and that's something that a lot of people can't bounce back from. It's a lot of mental. So for him to get his name called, and like James mentioned, you saw the raw emotion. This kid, everyone knew he was getting drafted. Why are you going to cry? You know what I mean? Why is this that much to you? But for someone whose heart stopped 8 months ago, and now you're in the NBA, and you're playing for the Los Angeles Lakers. Yeah, you can say he was given this, given that. He earned it. There's a lot of like I saw an example of Gilbert Arenas saying, like, in the Walmart, the CEOs always pass it down to their kids and things like that. And we talked about at the beginning of the show. He was drafted at 55. There are what, 5 picks after him? 6? You can't tell me who got drafted 56, 57, 58, 59 because the only thing they were talking about was Bronny Jr. Was Bronny James. That's all they were talking about. I was talking to Alex like, damn, they didn't even show the dude getting his hat. They still talking about Bronny James. So he's going to be good, you guys. He's a pro. Not all pros look the same, and I know it's hard when your father is LeBron James. You want him to be 6'7", come through the lane, chase down blocks, and doing all that. That's not his game. He's going to be a career backup point guard. He can shoot the ball and he can play D. Exactly. That's all you need right now. He could be a Drew Holiday, a Derek White. He can go in there and just do his job. He doesn't have to be an MVP. He doesn't have to be a Hall of Famer, but he's good enough to be in the NBA. He's better than that 0.1%. So let's give the credit where it's due. So, Toddy, I see you got a lot going on at the bottom of the screen, man. So what were your thoughts on Bronny James being drafted at number 55?
He got a little under $5 million guaranteed, which is a lot of money for a 55 overall. It's
not even his allowance.
But there was another report that came out and said that he's probably going to spend most of his time in the G League. So how much time are we going to see him on the court with the Lakers? I'm not sure. I thought it was cool to see, Bronny is going to be able to play with his dad, like you guys both mentioned. I think that we all kind of knew that he was going to go to the Lakers. It was kind of inevitable at this point. And yeah, I just can't wait for the Bronny to dad lobs that we may or may not see in the league, or a LeBron to Bronny. He might recreate
the D Wade.
The D Wade that was. And you know what's crazy about that? It wasn't even a lob. It was like a bounce pass.
No, yeah.
A lot of people don't know that, but I think that it was really cool to see that he got drafted to the Lakers. He gets to stay at home. I don't know if he's getting kicked out or not, but
boy, I just got $8 million. I'm getting bad.
Yeah,
love you, Pops. My fault.
I think it's just really cool. And then we haven't really seen anything like this in the NBA. So for Bronny to get drafted to the Lakers, it's like, how good does he make this Lakers roster? I'm not sure, but I think he may or may not be in. He might get minutes. I don't know if he'll be in the rotation like that, but I think he might. We see minutes from him early. Kind of depends on how he plays in the summer league, training camp, all that stuff. From him kind of going back and forth in the G League, but yeah, it was really cool to see Bronny get drafted to the Lakers and be able to play with his dad. Like, that's another thing that people are going to add in the LeBron GOAT conversation. He played with his son. Jordan ain't never played with his son.
Jordan can't get his son drafted.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. He tried to get drafted. It didn't happen. So if you're not good enough, you're not good enough. You're not going to